Hey, so I have been preaching living imperfectly, speaking imperfectly, showing up clumsily and messily. And for the most part, I've been trying to implement that. But I remember that I started this channel and one of my videos did pretty well for kind of just randomly. And then because it did well, I decided that I had to show up in this really perfect way. And I had to have all the right things to say and all the right planned out, points to hit throughout the video. And obviously, a lot of people have a really short attention span nowadays. But that isn't exactly what feels good to me. Like, for sure, some videos I'm going to have things like points I want to hit and things I've thought of before. And I really want to make sure that I hit all of those things. But for this video, I kind of just wanted to talk about some things that have been making me feel good recently because maybe you could take a thing away for yourself. Um, so, a little bit of background about me: I am a musician, an artist from Cornwall in the UK. I am into spirituality and herbs and natural healing and sound as healing, movement as healing. Um, and my nana was actually a midwife. She moved over from Trinidad and Tobago when she was 18 to pursue that career, and she did so successfully. She is no longer with us in the physical, but something that she left with me was this. She like planted a seed, I would say, a seed of like curiosity and a divine connection with source that I feel like not too many people around me have or are tapped into, should I say, because obviously we all have it. Um, and something she used to do when she would come over would bring me crystals. So each time she would bring crystals for me and teach me about them. And she gave me this book called Crystal Healing and Healing Crystals, sorry. And she wrote in it, "To my beautiful crystal child, love and blessings on your journey of discovery, Nana D09." So obviously being a kid, I was young. I thought, wow, these are really cool, shiny things. And oh, my hands kind of tingle when I hold them. And that's basically as far as it went. I was just really, really interested. And I always looked forward to the time that I would get to spend with her and the crystals and just hearing about them, learning about them, getting a chance to look through all her crystals and like be excited because she usually would give me one for my collection. But now only like I've appreciated crystals for a long time and I don't really know much about them at all. But I do know that I've been very drawn to them for a very long time. And I look at them and I just think it's so cool. Like whether you're spiritual or not, all of, there's I'd say a spectrum of how people are with crystals. You can either be like, oh my gosh, this is going to heal me from blah 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 blah, which I'm not saying I agree or disagree with, or you can just also marvel at how cool it kind of is that the planet we inhabit creates these amazing crystalline structures that you know just look beautiful, and I can't really get my head around it a lot of the time how beautiful they are. So it's something that I've been, as an adult now, tapping back into. And again, like I said, I'm no expert. I don't know what I believe, but I do know from experience that I have a big connection to them because of my nana. And also, when I hold them, my hands go very tingly. And I've always had this since I was a kid. I've been a very sensitive person. And when I say sensitive, I want to just add sensitivity is an amazing thing. I'm not saying that in a negative way, a positive way. It's just I'm sensitive to things and energies. And I've always had that. That's always been a part of me. And for a long time, I masked that and I tried to hide my sensitivity because, you know, a lot of the time we're told, especially as women, well, I mean, actually, it's different for each gender if you want to put yourself in a gender box of male and female. Obviously, not everyone does, but I'll speak from experience. Like me, someone who identifies female as a woman, I find for us, it's very much like, oh, women are so emotional, da 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 da, all of that. And then for men, it's like, oh my gosh, why are you so sensitive? You need to man up. So we both get it, but in different ways, just as extreme, I would say. So yeah, bless us all. But yeah, I'm just basically in a period now where I'm really reconnecting with that part of myself that's just soft and feminine and emotional and sensitive and intuitive. And it's a beautiful thing because some of my friends, my female friends, are really in that same place. Like, especially one friend in particular, she's just super in. It's like we've synced up. You know what I mean? We're kind of syncing up. Actually, a couple friends I can think of just syncing up and going on this sort of journey of self discovery alone, but together, which is beautiful. So, yeah, I thought I'd make a video kind of honoring some of the things that I've been doing and the tools I've been using in order to feel closer to like source and spirit and my power as a woman. But mainly, I would like to just say, just as a soul, as a person, it doesn't matter how you identify, just as a human soul, I think a lot of these could be beneficial no matter who you are. So yeah, obviously we'll start off with crystals. Like again, like I said, you know, that it's kind of crazy, but I just think they're beautiful and I love them. I'm particularly drawn to clear quartz at the moment. Like I've got a lot of big ones. I've got one over there on my altar, but big like I've got a massive one of these downstairs, but this one's really cool because it's all smooth and in a point, which I love. And then I've got this one, which is super cool. I love it that you can wear it. Really, I should have this on, but I've got like lots of a mixture on today over my heart center because I just feel like I'm really enjoying having like a lot here. It feels nice. Other things are books. So I've got Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. Now, this book is amazing. And I think for me, it's one of those like, at this point in my life where I'm at, it's definitely a take what resonates, leave what doesn't type of read. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, right now I value sleep so much. And, like, I'm in a place where I'm trying to actually pull back on strict routine and pull back on really strict guidelines that feel limiting. And as much as I'm sure doing this book properly and following it properly would be amazing, I'm not in the right point of life to do that. So I've been preferring to just take like things that feel good. There's so much good stuff in here, like foods and juices and things to consume and amazing things like yoga to heal your womb. Um, Amazing. I do recommend it, although I have definitely not completed and I might not ever complete it in the way it's supposed to be completed, but I enjoy flicking through, picking ideas out and making them my own because I think that's intuition, right? Do you know what I mean? Like it's great to take advice from people who are older than us and have lived longer, but also not get lost in the new information trap, because I'm too good at getting lost in that, because I love to learn. But yeah, the new information trap can kind of leave you in this stagnant place and disconnect you from your own ancient wisdom of like, how does this feel for me? Like, let's not mind what this person's saying, all the noise. If no one else was here to tell me what to do, how would I feel? And that's not to say don't take advice from people, but it's just to remind you like you can find the answers in yourself because they are there. It's nice, but obviously advice from other people can speed things up, and it's important to collaborate in healing, I think. Another thing I've got is this spiritual almanac book. Is that how you say it? Almanac, I think so. And basically it's like a monthly, I don't know if you can see this because I can't see what you lot can see, but it's like a monthly book. Yeah, so it's May, and it has sections like, okay, so there's a quote in here from Mooji, who I love. He's a Jamaican spiritual teacher, and I listen to his meditations a lot on YouTube. Like there's one I really recommend called Remain As You Are by Mooji, and it's a guided meditation on YouTube. Highly recommend it, and then branching out into his longer ones. That's only 10 minutes, and it just really sets the mood to then go deeper if you feel so inclined. But yeah, so this he's got a quote in this book that says, "Your mantra is thank you. Don't explain, don't complain, just keep saying thank you." And I love this because sometimes when we're in the thick of it in life with all the things that go on and happen to us, it's so easy to point out the things that we would change or try and figure out why something's happening to us. But honestly, if we can find a way to say thank you for what this is teaching me, even if I can't see that yet, and I don't know what that is yet, thank you, because I know there's a lesson in this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's such an amazing place to get to. And of course, this doesn't go for times of abuse. This doesn't go when you're in a terrible situation and grief and da. This is just like day to day lighter annoyances that come up. Of course, I'm not like delusional. I'm not saying an abusive relationship, you're meant to look for the lesson in it. No, that shit should not be happening to you. So let me just add that in there, of course. And if anyone's going through that, trust me, I get you. I really fucking do. And I'm sorry. And things can get better. I'm sending you love because that's shit. But anyway, let's continue. So yeah, it has other sections like stars, moon, sun, earth, meditations that are good to do that this month, whatever particular month it is at the time, affirmations. So for May, some of the affirmations that it says are, I see beauty everywhere I go, in all people and in all places. And another one is, I live my life with awareness and gratitude, which I love. I release my feelings and judgments to the universe. This is something I do not do enough, and I'm really focusing on prioritizing this because honestly, man, like I am an overthinker. I mean, I don't even want to just manifest overthinking by saying that out loud, but for the purposes of you being able to relate to me, I'm just going to say that like I have been an overthinker in my life, let's put it that way. And it's something I'm working on, you know, gently and slowly. I'm not forcing it out the door, but it's been an issue for me and it continues to be a bit of an issue. But yeah, releasing feelings and judgments and like fears and worries and concerns to the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is a very powerful process. It's also something like it's a muscle you've really got to work, because I've only just started doing this and practicing this quite recently within the last year, half a year. And honestly, sometimes when you're having a dark night of the soul and you're crying your eyes out, you can send it to God. And sometimes I do find a comfort. Sometimes I'm just like, what am I doing? This just really hurts. And that's okay. It's human. Like, we are here for this human experience. We're not meant to have it all figured out and live perfectly. So there we go. Another one is, I choose to be grateful now and remain open to receiving more blessings. I really find that when we operate from a point of gratitude, we are magnetic, of course, to more great things to come into our life. And I might do a whole other video on this because, yeah, this is just actually a lot of ideas are coming to me. But if you understand this, like the spiritual way of things, and you've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about this, and you've read a lot of books, you will know about magnetism and how what you let out into the world and put out and the frequency you vibrate at, you will welcome more of. And it's very annoying when you're in the shame, anger, hate, despair frequency, because you're like, how am I going to get out of this, right? But it really can change like that. And I'm not saying it's gonna just change like that, but one moment you can be in a shame spiral, and the next thing you get a glimmer. Do you know what I mean? And next thing you see a glimmer of hope. When you see that glimmer of hope, you really need to cling on to that shit, man. And not in a like forcing it to stay fear-based cling on, like as in, oh no, there's a glimmer, I can't let this go, panic. More of a like, there's a glimmer there, let me focus on that instead. Because cling isn't really the right word. We don't want to cling to things, we want to flow. But if you see good, focus on that good. No matter how small it may be, it can be as small as a little crack of sunlight through the blind in the morning. It can be that tiny little pinhole of light that you see. And you can either let it be a tiny pinhole of light among a dark sky, kind of like a star, or you can be like, that's everything, that's enough to light the way. And then the more time you spend in that frequency, the more beautiful things you welcome. Therefore, it's easier to stay in that frequency of love and abundance and gratitude. Therefore, it just keeps getting better and better. And every now and again, you'll slip up. We're human. We enter back into the 3D of shame and all of these things. And then we come back up again, and it's a cycle. And I've seen a couple people say this recently, that like healing is spiral. So a lot of the times, you've heard healing's not linear. It's like, cool, we've heard that a million times. What does that mean? That means that healing isn't just this thing where you just go, actually, which way is this going to be for you guys? It doesn't really matter. But where you just go from here, and this is unhealed, this is effed in the head, right? And then you just go over here really slowly over your life, and then you're healed. No. And by the way, on the way there's triggers, and you're like, oh god, and it's really rough, and you get a bit seasick. No, the way that healing works, and I've really been experiencing this firsthand recently, where you go through something, and then you have months where you don't think about it, so you're like, oh my gosh, that thing, I got over that thing, cool. And then you kind of forget about the thing. But then one night or one day, someone says something or you see something, and all of a sudden it's right back, and you feel like you're exactly where you started all over again. And it's because you're here in the middle, right? The raw, unhealed, whatever. I even saying unhealed is kind of the wrong thing, because it's like, it's almost suggesting that there's going to be a healed version, which I'm sorry to say there's not. Like, we're not like incomplete and then complete. It's not kind of how it works. But anyway, what's a word I can use? Should we use unhealed for the sake of it, but just agree that's not really what I mean? Cool. The unhealed version of you is here, and then you go around here, and then the bad thing happens, right? And then you keep moving past it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got over the bad thing. But then you come back around here to the point where the bad thing happened, and you're like, oh my gosh, No, like I remember it was horrible. That messed me up. It's so sad. And then you go around again. And each time you reach that point, this is my understanding of it anyway, that each time you reach that point and it comes back up again, you're like, shit, man, I should be over this by now. Should be over. Shame. Like, low vibration thinking. I should be over this by now. Why am I still experiencing this? But then each time, even if it feels only a little bit, you won't even notice it at the time, you're healing it deeper. So it's like you are still healing, you are still learning and recovering from what happened, but it's just tiny little bits at a time. And it's okay. Like, there's no one out there who's just like magically does it all in one swoop. We do it as we're meant to, when we're meant to, the way we're meant to, you know? It's not like, yeah, it happens how it's supposed to happen and it unfolds as it's supposed to unfold. A quote I really like, did I write this on my whiteboard? I did, but I wiped it off. A quote I really like recently is, maybe I'm just not supposed to know yet. So maybe I'm just not supposed to know yet. So basically what this brings up for me, I'm a sort of person who likes to know roughly if what I'm pouring my energy into is serving my higher good in the long run. And while to some extent that's a good thing, like, are you in a relationship that's fueling you or draining you? Are you eating in a way that's causing disease, or are you eating a way that's filling you up and making you glow from the inside out? These sorts of things, that's like cool. But we can try and over intellectualize shit as humans, and I am guilty of that. That's my whole thing, over intellectualizing anything and everything. And at some point we have to just say to ourselves, like, maybe I'm just not supposed to know how this is going to unfold yet. Maybe I'll know when I'm supposed to know the answers that I'm curious about. And that was a really good reframe for me. And again, no one's perfect. I slip in and out, but we work on it. And then, yeah, this book has movement, ritual, self-care, recipes and drinks, all different things. It's got so many beautiful things in it. So just tools like this. I've been loving just obviously being out in nature barefoot as much as possible, really, really reconnecting with our oldest ancestors of all time, which is nature. Nature has wisdom that we can't even comprehend. And yeah, sometimes we want to speak to someone, and that's great. We should do that. But sometimes the most can be said with no words, just to sit in the quiet. No words are needed. I've been really enjoying collecting pebbles again. Just little pebbles that spark something in me. Working with herbs, rosemary. Yeah, reading. I love reading a book, underlining things that stand out in pencil, and then compiling it all together in like a notepad, so I can look back easily over just my favorite things and the things that resonated with me from the book later on down the line, easily, without having to even go back through the book. Just things like that, collecting information that resonates with me rather than letting someone else tell me what should resonate and how I should feel, is a huge thing. Also, something else that's been making me feel really good is seed cycling. I guess I'm speaking on this a bit early because I'm actually only on my first half of the month cycling, if you know what I mean. So I'm on the sunflower and sesame seed half. I've been doing it for only a couple weeks, and maybe I'm tripping and it could be like a mixture of things as well as this, but like I don't know how quick it's supposed to work. So maybe it's the fact I've been having high protein breakfasts and high protein meals in general, but like I've been eating within the first half hour to hour of waking up. I've been doing a lot, which I'm going to make a video on that as well, just things, rituals and things that I've been adding to my life rather than like taking away from my life, which I think could be a cool thing to chat about and touch on. But yeah, I kind of just wanted, I'm going on, I could talk for a long time, but I think that's beautiful. And I could go on and on, but I think I just want this to be a little introduction into like, I want to have this as a new sort of format for me where I don't need to write things down. I don't need to plan. Like, I mean, my past videos, I haven't planned or written anything down, but I told myself that for the next ones I was going to. And I don't think it's necessary. I think for some I will, for some I won't. I would rather show up messily and consistently than perfectly. So yeah, I'm I'm excited to post this today. I'm just gonna post it right away. And let me know if there's anything that you'd be interested in me doing a video on, like if there's anything I touched on you'd want more information on or whatever. But yeah, this has felt really good. I don't know if I introduced myself at the start, but my name's Maisie, Maisie June. And yeah, I've got music on Spotify, I've got Instagram, Maisie June. And yeah, check me out, see if you like it. I actually released a new song not that long ago called Running for the Bus, and it was actually, the video for it is me sitting here but from a different angle. So that's funny. You'll see that and be like, oh yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. If you like the video, like it. If you like me, subscribe. But yeah, leave me a comment. I'd love to get to know you. On a couple of my videos, people have gone crazy with the comments and introduced themselves and told me about themselves, and I loved that. So yeah, sending you so much love. Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, or if you watched anything, yeah, see you soon. I'm gonna try and make this a thing that I just do like as and when, but a lot more than I've been doing. So yeah, have a nice rest of your day or night, and I'll see you soon.